you ready? It's the Roundtable with me, Robert Bannon. Welcome to the Roundtable, everybody. My name is Robert Bannon. You're listening to some Broadway World over here on the Broadway Podcast Network, on social media, on YouTube. I'm so excited that you're all here. Our next, I love queens. But what I love our next queen. And I just saw the drag out the vote. Marti just lives up there on that stage, and and is a legend here in New York and around the country. But when I first was introduced to Marti Gould Cummings was running for office, and I think it's so important that activism starts with politics, entertainment. The LGBT community needs representations, and someone who's brave enough to take on the fight and take up in the step, but also look good and sing and lip sync and dance and give wigs and body and costumes and makeup, does it all. But I do have one beef with Marti. Marti stole my music director, Yaz, for this series that we're going to talk about. How dare you? Why does everyone take Yaz and book him so I can't use him? Marti, welcome to the round table.
Hi, sorry I'm not in drag. It's the middle of the day, but I love Yaz. Yaz is amazing. This show is our first time working together, and I couldn't be happier.
Yaz is you know why I love Yaz? Because you can bring Yaz the craziest ideas, and Yaz will just say, fine, I'll do it.
Well, you know, doing a drag show takes a lot. I always say whenever there's an accompanist with me, like, good luck, because the song's going to be like different every time I do it. So like, good luck. But he's amazing. He recorded my tracks for my Provincetown show that I just did as well. And I just am so lucky to have him. And he's a Drama Desk-nominee. So like, work.
Absolutely. So we're talking about this series today is called Stage Fright, which is over.
Look at that lineup.
I mean, are you kidding? You just said Anna, who's the most gorgeous, beautiful person in the entire world.
I love her.
And then you have Adam this coming up.
Yeah, so having Anna Villafane, it was her third time doing Stage Fright. This will be Adam Pascal's second time doing Stage Fright, which I'm really excited. It's been probably 7 or 8 years since he's done the show. Jimbo's never done the show. John's never done the show. Mandy's never done the show. This will be Tamika's second or third time doing it. So I'm really excited to welcome back people and then have new people to introduce to our audience.
Well, what's amazing, Adam is in Drag the Musical, and Jimbo's going to be in Drag the Musical, and then John is over at the Moulin Rouge.
Moulin Rouge.
And Mandy is burning down the boards in Sunset Boulevard, and Tamika sings her face off. So you got people.
Yes.
People. Wait, you do the show on 41st Street in the middle of Times Square, practically, at Red Eye at 10 o'clock. There's no cover, Marti?
There's no cover. And so we've been doing Stage Fright for 10 years now. It started at Therapy, which was on 52nd Street. It's since closed down. We did it at Therapy for several. Actually, that's a lie. It started at New World Stages under a different name years ago. And then we moved to Therapy, and we were there for several years. And then when Therapy closed, we were at the Spot, and then the Spot unfortunately closed. And so now we're at Red Eye, which I love. And there was a little blip during the pandemic when we were doing Stage Fright on the steps outside of Don't Tell Mama, like outdoor drag. But so it's had like many iterations, but Red Eye is such an incredible venue. Daniel and Sam and Taylor and Adam are amazing to work with. The stage is great. I love that it's a piano, not a keyboard. The whole setup is really the vibe that I've always wanted for this show. And we're really bringing like big names. You know, we had Anne Rankin right before she passed away. We've had Fran Drescher and Billy Porter and, you know, LaShawne's multiple times, you know, Haley Kilgore, Joanna Gleason, and her husband, Chris Sarandon. Like, the list goes on. Like, I can't even, like, the list is too big to name everybody. But I'm really excited for this lineup, and it is a free show. I'm really keen on listen, Broadway's expensive. Broadway is so expensive, and I believe that theater should be accessible because the arts are a way to escape, they're a way to learn, they're a way to feel joy, they're a way to be educated. They should be accessible. And I think producers often get really greedy, and sure, whatever. That's a whole other conversation. But I want to make theater accessible. And obviously I love drag as a drag artist. And so being able to fuse these passions of mine together, talk to these people on stage about their careers, have them answer questions from the audience, get to hear them sing songs up close and in person. Like when we had Joey McIntyre, there was these New Kids on the Block fans the whole audience drove from Buffalo and Massachusetts and Philadelphia and Baltimore and all these places to see him. And then they all got tickets to Drag the Musical. So it was a win-win, right? So.
Wait, they sing?
Yeah, baby.
Wait, you sing? They sing? Everyone's doing something?
I got to duet with BB Newworth, When You're Good to Mama. I got to duet with Beth Level as we stumble along. Carolee Carmilla sang The Winner Takes It All in My Ear. Julia Murney sang The Winner Takes It All in My Ear. Billy Porter sang from his Rodgers and Hammerstein album. Alex Newell has sung multiple times. Anna, when she was just on the show, sang Celine Dion. We're going to have, Mandy, I'm going to, convince her to sing Sunset Boulevard. Fingers crossed. Adam Pascal and I, last time we did the show, we duetted Light My Candle. And they often sing like solo songs too. Joey sang from his jazz album. It's just it's incredible.
That's because Marti gets them. You must just have the most demure, convincing way to just say, come on, just a little something. Just give us a little something.
I want them to feel comfortable. And, obviously when Kathy Najimy did the show, she didn't sing. She's not a singer, but we had a great conversation where she was able to bring her career to the audience for free. Fran Drescher, the same thing, which was really great. And I modeled this show as kind of like my own twist on the Rosie O'Donnell show, which I grew up with. And that was my introduction to seeing Broadway. I did theater as a kid, but getting to see Broadway perform, watching Audra McDonald and Heather Headley and Alice Ripley, who's done the show 4 times, on the Rosie O'Donnell show, was such a transformative experience for me as a kid. And so I have kind of modeled the show after this. I want my guests to feel comfortable. I want my audience to feel comfortable. And I hope to have Rosie as a guest someday. Years ago, they said they would do it, and then it didn't work out. And I hope it does. So tag her all over this. I really want Rosie to do the show, because this show is an homage to her and what she gave me as a kid that I'm trying to give back to people now.
Well, we must be very similar in age, because that is the inspiration for, I think, all of us theater babies of a certain time, and it lives forever. I am obsessed with this whole thing. I need to be there. I know you must have people that come every week that are loyal, that are here for the talk show, the entertainment, the fun. I don't think you can find entertainment with names like this in New York City for free without a cover.
For free.
Is that important? You said it is important to you. Is it important to you? It's this is not just, I know that it's a big queer audience, I'm sure, but it's for everybody. The straights people can come see the show.
It's for everyone. And it's a 21 plus venue. So that's like the one caveat. We used to have Today Takes several years ago when we were at therapy, record videos of it and put it on their platforms. I would love to have a video sponsor again at some point to be able to stream it for people who aren't able to come to the city. But what's really cool is people know about the show, and we had this past week we had people, a whole group from Canada, who was like, we saw you were doing this show, we're big fans of yours, we love Broadway, we had to come see it. So we have our loyal audience, and then we have new people coming in all the time. It's just really, I don't know. I love it. It's really special.
I want people, we put it up again, and I want people you can go. It's Wednesdays at 10 o'clock. There's no cover. But come see everybody. Come see your favorites, oh God, I just saw Jimbo be Mr. Hanky and eat corn out of a big giant Christmas poop on stage. I can only imagine what's going to happen when Jimbo is there. And John Cardoza has one of the most gorgeous voices in the entire universe. So
good. And I always felt I've never met John. And so I always love when I get to meet someone for the first time at the show. And that's exciting for me. Obviously Anna is a good friend of mine. Tamika's a good friend of mine. Adam's done the show before. Jimbo and I know each other through the drag world. But John and I have never met. Mandy Gonzalez and I have never met. Oh. So it's exciting to be able to form those relationships on stage. And I geek out as much as the audience does, which is really which is really cool and exciting. You know, like I love getting to have that geek out moment.
Yes,
the way the audience does.
well, John is the sweetest, cutest thing ever. I'm excited. Come on, and I'm excited for the whole thing. You are amazing to me, and I remember seeing you during the pandemic, and I know that you are somebody that I was a poli-sci major, and I always thought if you can't be in showbiz, you could be in politics. It's pretty much the same thing. Was and being on the Out 100 list and putting years.
Oh God, you're doing a deep dive. That was in like 2018, I think.
But still, Marti, like you have been such at the forefront of not only being a top drag queen in the world, New York, the America, wherever, is that you have really it takes a lot of courage to put the spotlight and the bullseye and be the face of what you have accomplished as being an activist. And you sit on boards, you sit on LGBT community, Ali Forney Center, like all of the things that you do. Is that as important as the performing? It goes hand in hand for you?
Yeah, I mean, I certainly think, you know, when I got involved in politics, it was because I had this kind of light bulb moment of like, what am I doing with my platform? I have this platform. I have all these followers. I have a microphone in my hand almost every day. What am I doing? And I really think it's important for people to educate themselves about local politics and the bread and butter of politics. What is your school board? What are they doing? What policies are they enacting in our schools? What is your city council doing? And I live in New York City. We have $110 billion budget. Where are those funds being allocated? You're looking at what's happening in Los Angeles and California right now. Where was the budget being allocated? Where are our leaders? What are they doing to make sure that we're combating climate change? You know, and now that we're going into this new administration, we're seeing the Idaho state legislature is going to ask the Supreme Court to overturn Obergefell. We have Congress weighing options to ban trans people from playing sports, which is insane to me. Mark Zuckerberg is rolling back fact-checking and allowing people to say that LGBTQ people have mental illness, and they're the only minority group that is allowed to be labeled as mentally ill on Facebook and Instagram now. That's insane. So politics is every facet of our life is politics, and I think drag is political, and I think it's really important for me. And every performer is different. Some people are really keen to use their platform, some people aren't, and that's your prerogative, and that's fine. For me, I feel it's an obligation to do whatever I can to be of service, and sometimes I do really well at that, and sometimes I fall short, and I'm constantly having to learn and grow and evolve. But yeah, I just think it's really we're like in dire times, you know.
We and I was going to say to you, so you get on stage, serious question, as you get on stage and you kiki it up and laugh and do fun things, but we are in serious times. Is it hard some days for you to put on the wig and the makeup and smile and put on a show if you feel there are tough moments?
Yeah, I mean, certainly like the day after the election, I had to do Stage Fright at Red Eye, and I was devastated. The audience was devastated. Like, it was really difficult. And I had this moment on stage where I could not get through my first song. And I finally, I paused and I sat on the stage and I was like, listen, we're all going to take a collective breath. I'm not super focused right now. I don't know how to do this. And I was very honest. And I was like, people kept messaging me all day. Like, what do we do? What are next steps? And I was like, I don't know. I'm processing this as well. And we took a collective breath as an audience. And then I made the decision to, you know what, today I'm not going to talk about politics, and I'm just going to try to bring some joy to people who are feeling overwhelmed. And then I'll go deal with my emotions when I get home. And it ended up being a really great show. And sometimes that's what it needs to be. It needs to just be an escape. That's why I love shows like Oh Mary and Death Becomes Her, and these shows where we can just laugh and escape the chaos of the world. And like, I talked about my P-Town show I just did. It was probably one of my best shows I ever have done. And not to pat myself on the back, but I felt I was really funny. But then at the end, I was like, listen, this is what's up. This is what we need to do. And then I got that political message in there at the end and left people with escapism, but also a message of what you can do when you get home.
I think it's so valuable and important. I was going to ask you about balance, because you are booked. Like, you work... I don't know, 382 days a year, literally. How do you balance it all? You have your own personal life. You have your own life at home where you're not Marti Gould Cummings, the star, and you have. So how do you balance the gigs and the work and the travel and life?
Well, I have a really supportive, amazing partner. We have our dogs, which is great. I have a really supportive friend group. And I think being able to just like have those moments, I also like have really leaned into as I approach 38 very quickly. I lean into as an extroverted person. I also, as I get older, have leaned into being an introverted person and being okay with like taking time for myself and just taking time for myself, which is really important.
Absolutely.
Self-care is so important.
So important.
Got a great therapist.
I hear that. That is grown. That is how you know that is. I feel you on all. I turned 41. And as I've gotten older, I feel like I used to be like, I can talk to people 24 hours a day, 7. And now I'm like, I sometimes want to sit down and be quiet and just lay on my couch with my dog, with my husband, and take a moment. I think that's.
I'm very big on the Irish exit. Like, I will like, see him.
I like that too.
And that's okay. And that's okay. And I'm really living by and this is like might sound silly, but I'm really living by the Kim Cattrall motto. I call it, I'm Kim Cattralling my life. I live by the motto of like, I don't want to be in any situation or in any place for more than an hour for any longer than I need to be. And that doesn't mean like I don't enjoy the people I'm with. It doesn't mean I don't love them. That doesn't mean I'm not having fun. It just means like my social battery is hit and I need to go recharge and take care of myself. Or if something's like an uncomfortable situation, like I'm not going to put myself in it, whether it's a work situation, a family situation, whatever the scenario may be. I'm not going to put myself in a situation that makes me compromise my mental and spiritual well-being.
I love that. I kind of, my version is not as nice as yours. I usually say I'm fun for 1 hour and then I'm not fun anymore. So I have to leave.
Oh, baby. We recently had like 2 or 3 birthday parties in one night. It was 3 birthday parties in one night. And we set an agenda. We will be at each for 45 minutes.
I love it.
We will say happy birthday and hello and mingle with the people we want to mingle with, and then got to go to the next party, and then at the last party be like, okay, thanks so much, we got to go take care of the dogs, and dip out. And we were in bed by 11 p.m. and it was gorgeous and I loved it. But I got to see friends, I got to socialize, I got to show up and support my friends on their celebration, and then I also got to celebrate and support myself by saying, I have a busy day tomorrow, I need to be in bed by this time.
I think that is a lesson for all. I'm taking that with me in 2025. I'm also taking with me that everybody needs to make sure to check out Stage Fright.
Yes.
If you're in New York, visiting New York, if you're listening to us from somewhere and you're in New York on a Wednesday on vacation this year, make sure you check out Red Eye. Wednesdays at 10 o'clock without a cover with Yaz. I'm going to text Yaz after this and say, I'm so happy you're doing this every Wednesday, as long as I never ask you to do something and you tell me you're booked like you did for my Christmas. He didn't do my Christmas show, Marty, because he was booked out of the. Oh,
I'm sorry.
So
I also want to plug really quick. In addition to Red Eye, I have a lot of shows, but I also do a monthly big Broadway drag brunch at 54 Below, where we have different drag artists, drag queens, drag kings, drag things coming. It's an all live singing brunch. March is sold out, but there's still tickets available for January and February. There's an amazing artist, so please go to 54 Below. Just type in Big Broadway Drag Brunch and you'll see the ticket link. So I really hope you all come to that as well.
54below.org. They do a really.
Is it a .org? Work.
It is now .org, and now it is a nonprofit organization now. So sometimes your tickets are even a little tax deductible moment. So go here to 54.
We have affordable options because we know that like tickets can be expensive for shows like that. We do have affordable $18 ticket options available as well. $18 for a full brunch at 54 Below. Get a Caesar salad and a wine spritzer and live your best life and see the show. We're going to follow, and all that information you can find on social media at Marti G. Cummings on Instagram, and also you can go to marticummings.com and find out all the information, the deep dive into the elusive and illustrious career that is your career and all the things that you've done. I want to say thank you, because as the queer community, as a teacher, as somebody who gets to talk to amazing people in art, someone like you is really inspiring, because you've taken the platform and done such beautiful, wonderful things with it. And it takes a lot of courage and guts. And we appreciate you. I'm so grateful to have you in our community. Thanks for all you do. Thank you. I really appreciate it. Have a good weekend.
I'll see you at Red Eye one of these Wednesdays. I'm coming back to the city and I'm coming to see you. That's it. I'm ready. 1 hour though, Marti. You get 1 hour.
You get one. That's all the show is. So
perfect.
easy.
I'm in.